Hi, it's Mrs. Wilcoxon with your story time, and today we are going to read a funny book, Mistletoe. And you might have read this already. And it's written by Marjorie Palatini, illustrated by Henry Cole. Mistletoe. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tuneful of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos. Even his moustache had the holly spirit. I love his mustache. Or, sorry, holiday spirit. Moustache. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization and a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old moose know how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy. Yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got movin' and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. He shopped till he dropped. I like how the author used different colors for the word uh, check here and check here. I see green and red. I wonder why he chose those colors. Let's see what other colors he chooses. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check. Then he rapped, yo, 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 and he ribboned, ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. I love Moose. He's so funny. Gets things done, that's for sure. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. And he made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes, so simple, so easy, and but of course so perfectly perfect. I don't know about you, but when I'm this busy, I get tired. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls and spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one, with special care. And just in time, too. Soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree. Getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy. And he did it say so himself. Moose thought perfect, totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. Hmm. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done! Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the mister. and or Mrs. as the five stared at one empty corner. What do you think he forgot? Oh my. Oh me, oh gee. Pop! What happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. Oops! Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. Galoshes are like rain boots, kind of. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow. And that's all there was to that. So out went the moose, braving blustery blowing winds and the cold, trudging through the snowdrifts, courageous and bold. I love how he has a big moustache and she has a big hair, but it looks just like the flow of his moustache. That's pretty cool. Moose first hooved it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Block. Ock. O-C-K. Block. Things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy bowless bough hanging around. No, not a nothing. Not a tree to be found. This makes my heart so sad as the reader. He just looks so sad too. No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner, he stood and he spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children and he winked at his bride. Kids, he declared, fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop. Wonder what they're going to do. Oh, so back they came. Back, ack, A-C-K. Back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they glopped. They pasted and they pressed until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. Whoa. What are they making with this? Wait till you see this illustration. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plum sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh, ah. Yes, Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing. A boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. He's Moose. I wonder if this is why the author chose mistletoe, like mistletoe, the Christmas decoration. Then Junior placed the star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed, except Moose, of course. Wonder why. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple and it wasn't so easy and okay. It wasn't so perfectly perfect. But do you know what? It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. I see Moose's eyes because he's all covered by all the lights and stuff. Whose eyes do you think that is? The author gives us a clue by putting hoo, hoo, hoo. Thanks for reading Mooseletoe with me.